There is and God, I know I'm one. My mother was so tender. She served my beauty. But my father was a gambler man way down in New Orleans. Now the only thing the gambler needs is a suitcase and a trunk. And the only time he's satisfied, it's when he's on a drunk. Oh, mother, tell your children not to do what I have done. Oh, spend your life in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun. Well, I got one foot on the platform, the other foot on the train. I'm going back to New Orleans to wear that ball and chain. Yeah, that red flowers in New Orleans. They go there rising sun. And it's me and the ruin of many a boy. Thank God I know I'm one. Thank God I know I'm one. Thank God I know I'm one.
This is the dawning of the age of awareness. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the one, the only, the real, the mighty, the Joe, the show, all that stuff. Bert, I see you checking in during the credits. Bert's had a tough day. Where'd you go? Oh, no, Texas Beauty said that. I'm sorry. Abby, I see you. Hell yeah. Not doing so. Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a lot of that going on in my life as well. Yeah, no, over the last month, I've got members of my family that have fallen ill, coincidentally, a lot of them had the juice. That's happening, unfortunately, in my family. And I spent a lot of tonight praying with family members. I'm praying for an uncle that's clinging on barely, and I, sure a lot of people are in that boat. Oh man, Devil Dog, no way, dude. What's up, brother? Hell yeah, man. I'm glad you finally made it over here. Long time no see, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Hell yeah. Um, here, gotta put up a link if you want to call in and jump on the show, brother. Just give me a second. Oh yeah, man. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, y- yeah, yeah. No, it's all good. I mean, nothing's petty in life, but uh, there are family members. I have a sick family member, but I have actually had a number of sick family members recently, and it's just getting to that point where it's like, man, are people going to start seeing the pattern here? Because there's definitely a fucking pattern here, and I'm pissed off about it a little bit. But oh yeah, Devil Dog, if you want to join the stream, there's the link, brother. But all right, well, we're gonna get started with tonight. Well, actually, let's just start tonight with the fucking prayer. Let's just go ahead and do that. So out the gate, I just want to pray for healing and for health for everybody that's around and anybody who's going through that process of passing on to the next realm. This prayer is also used for that. It's called the RealMightyJoe mantra or the death conquering mantra. And it's chanted by swamis as they pass. They sing it to themselves as they go. But I'll translate what it means: is oh, three eyes become one. May I be released from this life with the gentleness that the ripened cucumber falls from the sweetened vine. And that's what the chant means. And then the second part is oh, peace, 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 peace. Yeah. All right. So. Oh, so before we start, sorry, let's do it right. I've done this like 3, 4 times tonight, but the more the merrier, right? Let's keep going. So clap your hands together and then rub them together until you feel some friction or heat between them. And then hold up next to your heart. Hold anybody in your heart that you want this prayer to go out to. And it goes like this. Trayambakam yajamahi Sugandim pushti vartanam Irvarukamiva bandanan Mrichur mukshya mamritat swaha Om Trayambakam yajamahi Sugandim pushti vartanam Irvarukamiva bandanan Mrichur mukshya mamritat swaha Om Trayambakam yajamahi Sugandim pushti vartanam Irvarukamiva bandanan Mrichur mukshya mamritat swaha Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Shanti Om Om Hari Om Shanti 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 Peace 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 Namaste. So I'll just put that out into the universe, a healing prayer for anybody who needed it tonight, because I needed the one, and so that's for the rest of you as well. Oh yeah. All right. Let me go ahead and call up my stuff that I have for y'all today. Because I got, as I do, random shit found around the internet. Yada, yada, yada. Man, I'm tired. Yeah, got a lot going on. Everybody does. I feel. This is my therapy, though. This helps to relax me. So this is part of what I chose to do tonight to unwind. So you're all here with me. I'm thankful to have you all here with me. It's really solid. It's a solid thing that I get to have this wonderful interaction every night with this great group of intelligent people. Uh, Pretty badass, really. I have to say. All right, I'm scrolling through my feed. You know how I do. I'm finding where we left off last night. I don't even remember if I got through everything last night. I probably did. I was I was feeling it pretty hard by the end of last night's show. I can't lie, man. I started feeling pretty good last night. And to be honest, I kind of started tonight in a similar vein, if you will, a little bit. But that is what it is. Hold on, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Oh yeah, we're getting there. I guess I shared a lot of shit today. We got a lot of shit to get through, my friends. Lots of shit to get through. Oh yeah, we do. This whole nut bag, that stuff. I think we scratched the surface of this ass hat yesterday, but yeah. Hold on, we're almost to my starting point. Normally, I would have this crap called up, but I've been lazy and shitty about stuff with that, and that's fine. Life is hard. I work too hard, and y'all work too hard. So nothing's ever going to be perfect. All right. I am thankful. Oh, yeah. I am thankful with you, Abby. You are the shit. You are the absolute shit, Abby. You are the shit. Confirmed. All right. There we go. We're going to have a show. Let's go ahead and do this show. In order to do this show, I got to light me this cigarette. I got to take me a big old deep swig of my beer. Just for anybody's visualization, if anybody wants to pray tonight, my uncle Tim is in the hospital. He's the one I'm particularly praying for. Even though I've also had a number of family members have had complications recently. From I don't know. I'm just saying it's just what's happening to them seems like it's strokes and heart attacks and things like that. So there's a lot of that happened in my family, and I'm sure it's happened in a lot of other people's families as well. So uh, just pray for that. Let's all pray for that. All right. What do we got here? Looking up Zero Energy, already racked up about 900 net bills. Can't take it further financially. File taxes today. Yeah, the refund. Hopefully, you get that. Yeah. You are the absolute shit. That is what I called you. What up, Faith? How are you doing tonight? Nice to see you again. Nice to talk to you again. I talked to you a little bit earlier, but all right. So we got this going here. Let me get a proper screen here for y'all. And what I like is I can do this thing. It's real nice. We zoom in. There we go. All right. So structures being built by truckers directly in front of Parliament of Canada. No signs on the ground of convoy leaving Ottawa anytime soon. This was yesterday, but let's watch this little clip. So yeah, it looks like they're modifying that truck out there. That's pretty cool. All right, so despite science, Dr. Fauci claims it is risky to stop forcing kids to wear face masks. It's understandable why people want to take the masks off kids, but right now, given the level of activity that we have, it is risky. It's risky. It's unequivocally risky. So a little 30-second clip of your Saint Fauci here.
Now, we could get lucky because the trajectory right now is going way down. And it very well may be that if you take masks off the kids in the next week or so, it's going to keep going down. But you've really got to be careful. You know, you don't want to say it's an absolutely wrong decision. It's understandable why people want to take masks off the kids. But right now, given the level of activity that we have, it is risky. Now, we could get lucky because the trajectory right
now, the trajectory is headed downward unequivocally. All right, so a little bit of a Reagan quote, just liberal philosophy 101. We don't want to hear an answer if there's not an answer we want to hear. If it is not an answer we want to hear. Ronald Reagan warned us a little Ronald Reagan. Everybody needs a little Reagan in their lives. This is a famous clip. I played it a number of times. Let's hear it again. Make it big.
Someone very profoundly once said many years ago that if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the name of liberalism. And what is fascism? Fascism is private ownership, private enterprise, but total government control and regulation. Well, isn't this the liberal philosophy? The conservative, so-called, is the one that says less government, get off my back, get out of my pocket, and let me have more control of my own destiny. Someone very profoundly once said many years ago that if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the name of liberalism. And what is fascism? Fascism is private ownership, private enterprise, but total government control and regulation. Well, isn't this the liberal philosophy? The conservative, so-called, is the one that says...
That's all clip. All right. So this is interesting. So the FDA has approved the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine under the name Spikevax. They've done so without thoroughly testing on pregnant women from Moderna. Available data on Spikevax administered to pregnant women are insufficient to inform vaccine-associated risks in pregnancy. Pregnancy exposure registry. There's a pregnancy exposure registry that monitors pregnancy outcomes in women exposed to Spikevax during pregnancy. Women who are vaccinated with Spikevax during pregnancy are encouraged to enroll in the registry by calling 1-8666 Moderna Risk Summary. All pregnancies have a risk of birth defects, loss, or other adverse outcomes. In the U.S. general population, estimated background risk of major birth defects and miscarriage is clinically recognized. Pregnancies is around 2% to 4% and 15 to 20% respectively. Available data on Spikevax administered to pregnant women is insufficient to inform vaccine-associated risks in pregnancy. A developmental toxicity study was performed in female rats, administered the equivalent of a single human dose of Spikevax twice prior to mating and twice during gestation. The study revealed no evidence of harm to the fetus due to the vaccine, and then see the animal data. Well, that's great. Absolutely, probably relevant. All right. So, breaking Canada banned Mike Lindell from entering Canada to deliver my pillows to the truckers. That's pretty funny. Trudeau's justice minister on the convoy supporters. If you are a member of a pro-Trump movement who's donating, you ought to be worried about your bank account being frozen. So, we'll watch this little clip here. Not very long. We'll make it full screen now.
Look, you just compared people who may have donated to this to the same people who are funding maybe a terrorist. I just want to be clear here, sir. This is really important. A lot of folks says, look, I just don't like your vaccine mandates and I donated to this. Now it's illegal. Should I be worried that the bank can freeze my account? What's your answer to that?
Well, I think if you are a member of a pro-Trump movement who's donating hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars to this kind of thing, then you ought to be worried.
You just compared people who may have donated to this to the same people who are.
Yeah, so Gestapo fucking Nazi shit. Great meme. We'll make it full screen. Hey, Justin. Honk, honk, honk. Look at that. Look at that. That's really well done. It's very, very, that's a nicely edited meme. You know, when you see a good meme, you know, like that, you gotta just take the time to admire it. Hell yeah. Honk, honk, you asshat. All right, so this Daniel J. Davis or Daniel J. writes, my 6-hour civics class. Watch both movies back to back. Read Butler's very short book. Memorize that Monopoly quote. Ask yourself how any of this would apply to other quote unquote crises, COVID, energy, environment, etc. Congratulations, you understand the U.S. government. So here's his little 4 pains. So you got to watch Wag the Dog, Canadian Bacon. You got to read this War is a Racket. Maybe we'll listen to some of that tonight. And then Monopoly. What if the bank runs out of money? Some players think the bank is bankrupt if it runs out of money. The bank never goes bankrupt. Continue playing. Use slips of paper to keep track of each player's banking transactions until the bank has enough paper money to operate again. The banker may also use quote unquote new money on slips of ordinary paper. Yeah, there you go. So check him out. He writes good books and writes cool stuff. All right, so here we go. And I believe I played this clip last night. I was kind of drunk last night, so I don't remember, but I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. But we're going to get a little bit of a deeper dive into this guy. So this guy's Aubrey Caudle. He had Give, Send, Go and doesn't care if anyone knows it. He lives on TikTok bragging about doxing and releasing the info. That's currently getting thousands of people fired from their jobs for donating to Freedom Convoy. This guy's a douchebag. He's a piece of shit. He's really not that cool. A lot of people actually don't even know if he actually did the hack or if he's just trying to take credit for it. Definitely, probably a spook, works for the government. But yeah, I'll take this as you go. Listen to this little asshat fucking flip out. He's going to yell a lot.
Nothing scares me. Nothing. Yes, I doxed the truckers. I did it. It was me. I hacked Give, Send, Go, baby. And I do it again. I do it 100 times. I did it. I did it. Come at me. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to me, huh? I hacked Epic Hosting! I hacked Parler! I hacked Gab! I hacked Truth Social! I hacked Go! Give, Send, Go! I don't care! You can literally put my name into the news tab on Google and you can find everything.
So I'll pause this little dick monkey for a minute while I respond to this comment. So he claims to be the founder of Anonymous, which is like the stupidest fucking claim in the world. First of all, he is the founder of a website called 420chan, which is a knockoff of 4chan. Apparently, when he's bragging about sending pedophiles to jail, which he will brag about shortly within this clip, what was happening is he was trading that material on his website and ratted out some people, but he was aware it was happening on the website that he owned. So who knows how that all goes or what the fuck that all is. But chances are this guy's not a nice guy. Yeah. But yeah, he's absolutely not the founder of Anonymous. That's horse shit. And there's no such thing as really. I mean, the anonymous, like, as anything with an official social media is bullshit. But the idea of anonymous people on the internet as a hacking collective is, there's lots of hacking collectives. What up? Yeah, if Brian's up in the house, man, I just put up the link. Anyone wants to join, go ahead. Hell yeah. I'll put it up again in case I just saw someone else new join. So anyone wants to join, there's the link. You can jump in the show. More than welcome. Well, let's listen to this little douche weasel. Oh, shit, I scrolled it back. I didn't mean to do that, but
mainstream media publication for the things that I do. I'm not an unknown actor. I'm literally a famous.
You're actually unknown until today. Like, you are not famous. Like, you're really not. You're famous among a bunch of Chan trolls, and you have a knockoff Chan, man. Like, you're not cool.
This fucking cyber terrorist. And you think that you could scare me? See, they always default to the pedophile accusations. They always default to that because they have nothing else. It's actually some projection. That guy, I want to see his browser history. That guy loves little girls. I've hunted pedophiles. I've outed pedophile rings online. I have gotten pedophiles arrested, buddy. You have no idea who the hell I am.
That's
There isn't
questionable.
proof of
That's
shit,
questionable.
you fucking lying little cunt. Die! I'm going to restart this live. Come back.
Yeah, whatever the fuck.
I am literally in every mainstream.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that guy is. So this person, well, make sure I'm not muted. All right, yeah, I'm not muted. Hell yeah, I'm not muted for once. Nice. All right, so Justin Trudeau's boyfriend looks mentally stable. That was a great comment. All right, so the person is Aubrey Cottle, aka Kurt Ate Kurtner, aka founder of Anonymous Untrue, aka collaborator of Federal Bureau, aka attention seeking extraordinaire, aka many, many, many things. Please don't promote him. There's a reason he's never arrested despite his many frequent claims. Yeah, he's just a dumbass. So I think they seriously need to look into the mental health of this man. But yeah, we'll go ahead and watch him break down a couple more times. We are, I guess, in a way promoting him just to see how stupid this dumbass is. But like I said, he claims to be the founder of Anonymous. He's the founder of a knockoff 4chan website. Like, it's not, yeah. And it never really took off. I don't even think it's still online. I don't think it's online anymore. I've never been on it, but it's just a knockoff image hosting site.
It's about tech. It's about Venus. Men are from Mars, but I'm from Venus. Put it in the butt, stick him in the shower, and take what's ours.
What up with it?
As of this morning, the Convoy fundraiser has been updated.
Mate. What up with it? With
Something what you doing making me watch Mad Fringe guys for?
oh, dude, yeah, he's Fringe fucking.
What I'm dealing with.
What he
Just
did is he
up
hacked
there,
like
nice
he hacked the convoy and like released doxed their info. So like, or he's saying he did, and I'm not even sure he did because he's really just an attention seeker. But we're gonna watch some more.
Fringe is upsetting me.
Yeah,
it's not a nice thing.
They're calling me out.
Sub Kirtaner, because I know this fucking.
How nice of you to say hello.
We gon' come, bro. We gon' rip your face off. We gon' come, bro. We gon' rip your face off. Sexual drive, you're like power. We say horny, we deflower. Gay niggas trunk, pretty for hours. We gate, seat showers. HIV plus in my veins. My cum is laced up with AIDS. I'll straight to the lens. So what's my motherfucking name?
Despite claiming that they fixed the security hole on Give, Send, Go, they completely failed at their jobs. Oh, and the hole is still there as we speak. Call me. Oh yeah, that's the most depressing part about all this shit, right? A bunch of selfish buffoons that don't even realize their entire industry is going extinct over the next decade. That automation makes them all fucking jobless anyway. You're all going to be replaced with robots.
He believes that all the trucks are going to be driven by robots. Yeah, that's a meme, dude. That ain't going to happen. All right, here's another one of this little dick weasel talking. Aubrey Kirchner,
Set jobs on like site, but
not
not on mass public about. No, maybe set jobs on certain sites like little fucking thingy pick up.
Well, here's the deal. If everything gets automated by machines, then
But
what
not
happens?
everything.
Machines break constantly. I work on machines. Machines constantly break. You're gonna need mechanics. Like, we don't have enough mechanics to automate the world. Like, it's not possible.
He says that as if it doesn't affect him either. As well, like you're all going to
It's
be
not real,
replaced
though.
by machines.
Yeah,
it's sitting
not
around
real.
fucking all these computers. The fucking hot dog.
And what do you do for a living? You just a hack.
Using
Don't even
machines.
do that right. All right, so Aubrey
Thanks, off
or
the
Kirchner,
computers.
Coddle, racist scripter, police asset that anonymous trash were taken in by for a year. Yeah, which random right wingers identified as a Fed within an hour of coming across him via Go Send Go hack. last year he tried to cease conflict with me, of all people. So here we go. Let's
Your enemy, Barrett.
this guy Barrett, and I got a video from him next. Yeah.
Not. I'm gonna chuckle when things are stressful. And they're really stressful. You have no idea. I'm cold in here. Not your enemy, Barrett.
Yeah, so it's some lame
Fuck is
ass
that?
pussy shit.
What's that shit?
It's the same hacker guy talking. Yeah, it's like just some like fake ass wussy pussy shit, you know. But so this Barrett Brown guy, he did that. I think this is the next clip. All right, so this guy like shows about this guy's ass. So this guy's talking about that guy and who the fuck he is.
Among some of the individuals involved, people who have been handlers and partners of Aubrey Curtan Cottle, the Canadian admitted, documented CSIS police asset, who has also elsewhere admitted to working with the FBI and has done so publicly against activists like myself and my volunteers just in the last year. Back then, we revealed documents showing.
Yeah, he was part of Anonymous, him. He's in that We Are Legion documentary. This guy, I was trying to figure out who his fucking voice is. He was in Anonymous.
Those individuals that they and their FBI handlers were most interested in having them be blamed for crimes. This is a serious issue because it's happened.
You're saying about the guy who's talking right now?
Back in 2012.
He was. See if you watch We Are Legion, the documentary, he's in it. He's always sitting there with a cigarette, man, mad nerdy fucking. But he was actually part of fucking that hacker group, man. He's no lying, man. He get jail time. Half of them get jail time and all that for hacking stuff and all that.
Yeah, so
half they shit they fun with dirty fucking stuff.
So he's responding to this asshat that hacked the truckers, you know.
But I don't know about the Fringe guy. I've never seen him in my life.
No.
The hack was passed on to Jeremy Hammond, an actual anti-fascist. He went to prison. I went to prison for calling the executives of the firm. The FBI, despite it being shown that they oversaw this hack, controlled the hack, could have stopped the hack at any time, allowed the people's credit card numbers to be used for weeks and weeks. That wasn't enough to prevent the FBI from doing what it felt like doing. Anyway, as soon as I'm done with this message, as soon as you're done watching this, you can scroll down a bit and you can see in the last couple of threads some of the screenshots I've again posted from back then. You can talk to the other individuals who have been involved in the signal groups and projects I've had to shut down in the last year. Because this Curtainer fellow, this one who's in the news now for being an Antifa leftist who's founded Anonymous and just hacked this donation thing.
Was he saying he's full of fucking hot shit?
You
Yeah.
can see how much
This guy
has
been.
This guy's saying the other guy's full of shit.
Discovered in advance. You can probably get a sense of why we have worried about it, why we have provided these materials to different contacts, legal agencies, lawyers and so forth, my asylum lawyers here in the UK, and perhaps you can get a sense of why this is so dangerous. What's happening here is not that a bunch of crafty left-wingers that distribute denial of secrets, which has been involved in a lot of this, have figured out a way to get the FBI to go after the right wing. That's not what's happened here. When the FBI allowed Stratfor to be hacked, it wasn't because Stratfor had met with General Flynn several times and was involved in a number of other things that were actually substantial. It was for entirely different reasons. And there were victims. There were victims of those who were hacked, whose financial data was stolen. And there were victims among those of us, myself, my mother, Jeremy Hammond, who went to prison over it. Already there are articles up in different right wing outlets and blogs and different social media about how this known Antifa figure, Aubrey Cottle, who is in fact a documented racist. We have 10 years of his racist, anti-Semitic comments, 10 years of his actual beliefs that he started cleaning up 2 years ago before he came out in the press with this new guise as a Black Lives Matter inspired activist. We have everything necessary to show what this person really is, and we have everything necessary to show what role the Nazi weave, Andrew Arnheimer, the person who ran Daily Stormer, what role he has played in this. We have documents showing this in their own words, in the words of those who've been involved in this. And we have much else. And we also have the identities of some of the longtime FBI cooperators like Neil Rauhauser, who have also been involved in this. We have the identity of the ex-Scotland Yard official who's working closely with this Aubrey Cottle fellow who's supposedly Antifa. We have everything, and we've been posting it over and over again for much of the last year until I finally gave up. Now you can go look at it again, scroll down, the threads below. If it's not enough, just search. You can search Kurt Weave, like K-R-I-R-T Weave, or Kurtaner Weave, or Barrett Brown Kurtaner. And you can get a sense of how much damage has already been done by these people to real activists in the last year. And you can start to think about what might happen now as a consequence of this. There's a document floating around already as of a couple hours ago that names me in particular, along with several of my female volunteers and associates from my nonprofits and projects, which have of course all been shut down, names them as involved in this criminal Antifa hack against all these people who donated money in Canada. I'll link below to one of these far right conversations going on right now. That's all I'm going to say for now. Once again, this is insane, and the fact that the fact that some people who have been involved in the actual transparency community for a while, like those that distribute denial of secrets, including Emma Best and Lorax Horn, have facilitated this and have lied over and over again about their relationship with Weave and Kurtan and been caught doing so, is disgusting. Although less surprising, those of us who have been around for a long time, not long enough to know what an unfit movement this is. This really is. Anyway, just to sum up, as best I can, the hack that was done, this hack that perhaps revealed details of donors to this campaign in Canada. It's being proclaimed. It's being claimed by Aubrey Cottle. There's already articles in American Greatness, whatever, just in the last hour and so forth, referring to him factually, as fact, as an Antifa leader and the founder of Anonymous. This is based on several articles that should never have come out, but did in the last year and a half, including in Vice and The Atlantic, that portrayed Aubrey Cottle as an activist leader from way back when he is not. When the people who were around back then have said he's not, and when he himself has been caught saying that he's not. Uh, those articles that portray him as the long lost leader of Activists Anonymous, who's inspired by BLM, thanks to those, and thanks in part to what's being done by their FBI handlers, a number of us, if we're lucky, we're going to be subjected to less of the sort of legally sanctioned harassment and criminal activity than we have been in the last, year in particular, in the last 10 years in general. If we are less than lucky, which we often are, things will get bad for a lot of the people who the FBI decides, they might themselves decide to go after on this. This is an untenable situation for the FBI because, again, we have and have long had everything we need to show the FBI's involvement and the involvement of CISIS in Canada with these people who have claimed to do this, claimed to have done this hack. What it's going to come down to is, will enough people on the left realize that no, working with the FBI in tandem with Nazi hackers like Weave to go after the far right, this is not a winning strategy, especially if you're having to pretend those people are something else. That's not a transparent strategy. It is a strategy that is dangerous and will fail, and probably involves some of you being deceived and conned and outflanked by the people that you think you're allied with. The consequences in this environment, when we already have things like, a single list that Andy No writes, being used by
I had to
Oxymoffin
run
to
inside.
decide who
Sorry,
to go
I'm
out and
back.
try to assassinate, as occurred a couple years ago. When you have everything else that's occurred in the last couple of years, this is a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing for journalism. It's a terrible thing for public understanding. It's a terrible thing for those of us who would like very much to fight fascism in a real and conclusive fashion. It damages the credibility of everyone involved, and it endangers activists. It endangers random innocents, and it's wrong, and it's disgusting. That's all I have to say for now. I don't even know what else to go into. I'll post some others. Again, you can scroll down if you'd like. I have some threads here where we once again put in some of the screenshots of these people discussing exactly what they were going to do, setting up left-wing hackers and activists to take the fall. We have screenshots in which Weave approaches several left-wing hackers who I sure as fuck wish would have talked to me in the last couple of months rather than just hiding when I asked them questions about it. Screenshots showing Weave had approached them, tried to recruit them. Screenshots showing that he did, successfully recruit Weave. Aubrey Cottle, who Weave has been friends with for a long time, in Aubrey Cottle's own words, as you'll see below. And you'll see a few other things here and there. I mean, I don't know who needs to see what. But I'm putting this up tonight so that I can, so that I can feel that perhaps maybe, it'll be sufficient for now. And then we'll see what happens tomorrow. But this is outrageous. And those who have been involved in lying about it and keeping it quiet, like Lorax Horn of DDoS, Stanley Cohen, the lawyer that I foolishly brought into Anonymous to help defend the PayPal 14 in 2014, or in 2011, and who's now representing a bunch of FBI cooperators. Everyone else who's been found to be involved in this, perhaps at some point there'll be a critical mass and they will decide to talk and explain their actions. But in the event that does not happen, we're prepared to present other materials as needed to make absolutely clear what is happening here and which elements of the transparency community need to fucking go. Anyway, thank you. Hope you enjoyed that.
Mad Barrett Brown, man.
So what do you think of that? Yeah, go ahead.
Barrett Brown.
Yeah. That's yeah. That's the guy who did that, and he's old school like hacker dude, you know.
I've seen him years ago.
Yeah, he's been around,
On
man.
a couple of different things, man. A few documentaries.
Yeah, so he's
I know he's part of Anonymous, man, but the Fringe guy, I'd never seen him in my life.
Yeah, and what it is he's calling that guy out for like not being part of his group or part of his shit at all. So it is what it is, man. I think the other guy's just trying to get like fame, trying to get himself famous, you know.
People fucking make shit, so that people start beefs on the internet and all that. It's like fucking rappers do be one in there as well. You start beefs that aren't even fucking real, just
What's
for
beef?
attention. But like beef, like disputes, and it's just like a pantomime show.
You know the song "What's Beef," Biggie. Come on, man.
All right,
Yeah.
what's beef? Right.
Donald Trump was right.
Yeah. So here, let's watch
Brand
this
get beef, but it's not even real beef. It's just for fun.
No. Well, I got beef with that.
Donald Trump was right about Hillary. Was he right about everything?
What else was he wrote about? He was right about fake news. He was right about the news being fake. I mean, when we were calling him crazy people, when he first started saying fake news, everybody was like, what? What do you mean fake news? The news can be trusted, and by a lot of people. And we all have come out that the news is not telling the truth to all the American people necessarily. Trump said about Hillary, it was truth. What he said about the different things, everything Trump has said has been true. Everything Trump has said to us was truth. People hated him for it because he put it on Twitter, he put it on Facebook, he put it on different. He said what was going to happen if Joe Biden got in office. He told us our economy was going to be horrible. He told us our borders were going to be out of control.
What did he say?
People hate the truth. People don't want to hear the truth.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Fight it and resist it.
Trump warned us about all of this stuff. Trump was the best thing that have happened to this country since Ronald Reagan, and we took him for granted. Our media took him for granted, and even liberals took him for granted. Oh, how we miss Trump. Thank you, Trump.
Yeah. So apparently, this lady was forced to resign.
Flow out of it and unplug that damn bouncy castle. I mean, I was just
Thank
a
God
guest this
somebody's
weekend that,
attending to that
there's
dog.
a bouncy castle and there's a hot tub. David, I wanted to go up there and poke that hot tub myself and let the water flow out of it and unplug that damn bouncy castle because it's just a symbol of the frustration that's gone on for 19 days in the
I bet you do, Karen.
Yes, we are making changes to do everything that we can do to end this illegal occupation. I mean,
I just want to unplug that bouncy castle. All right, so we will try again after Canadian authorities blocked his attempt to aid the Freedom Convoy protesters. Michael Lindell fires back at evil, disgusting dictator Trudeau. So Michael Lindell was trying to send them all pillows, and he got blocked at the border earlier today, trying to send a truckload of pillows to the Canadian convoy in Ottawa.
So Trudeau, the evil dictator up there, said he just made it yesterday and now today, if you help the truckers, then you can get debanked. Your banks up in Canada can debank you. I got it made. I'm already debanked. So true.
Yep.
Sorry.
I love your spirit, Mike. I love your spirit. So tell me what happened today at the border. Did you get the pillows in?
No, we got it. We got a new permit. We got a permit. I've left there. I'm not up there now. I'm actually coming from another state. I have to go to another state. My trucker's there. He's going to cross into tomorrow morning. They made us get another permit. It's another permit. I don't know, regulations, red tape. We're going to try again tomorrow morning, and we're going to head into Ottawa. I am so proud of these truckers, everybody, because all the bad media has been calling me all day long. I was on national Canadian media, and they said, well, what do you think they're getting, that the truckers are getting out of this? I said, Ontario, Saskatchewan, Alberta, they're all bringing down their.
Yeah, so they were all relaxing mandates. Yeah. Oh man, this is great. Yeah, let's check this out. You know this guy Samson? You ever hear this cat before? Oh, I might be muted. No, I'm not. All right. And if it starts raining really hard, I might have to close my laptop and run inside and not back. If that happens at any point, I got wind and I got rain and I lost the laptop once already to this.
A storm here as well.
You know this cat?
Past couple of days, it's been stormy.
So you know this cat Samson? You ever hear him? He's a rapper. He's a white guy with a mullet. If you've never heard of him, man,
me
check
and
it
walked
out.
down some road or something. I've seen.
Yeah, yes. So he dropped a new track 2 days ago, man. Check this out. It's called A Quick Word.
Every night before I go to sleep, I speak to the man that rules above. He helps get me through these trying times. He guides my way and gets me through the mud. As a mortal man, I put my life in your hands, cause I know you'll do everything to steer me straight. And because of that, a lot of people tell me that I'm wrong, and they act like they're right, but it's clear they ain't. They smear your name, but I fear your reign. Some folks don't know how much you sacrifice, and when judgment day comes, they're gonna be sorry, cause they're all gonna have to pay a massive price. But I won't, cause I live for you. No matter how many of my peers doubt me, every breath I take and every step I make is in your name. That'll never change. Dear Fauci, Easter is coming up. You think that I can spend it with my loved ones? Maybe open up the window, let the wind blow, maybe circulate the air, mix it up some. No, I was kidding too. It's just a little joke. I would never disapprove. I already put the chair 6 feet apart and cut a little hole in my mask big enough to get my spoon through. Yup. Yes, my lord. Vaccine cards are gonna get checked at the door. I don't care if my brother, my father, my mother doesn't have it. If they don't, they can go next door. They're not welcome at my table. I don't care if you've already had it. There ain't nothing you can tell me. This is fatal. I ain't buying into the junk that Trump sold you. Chumps, fuck your narrative. I'm not gonna help you with your fable. I'm trying to keep my health stable. They don't even have their booster shots. They're my family and I love them to death, but they're gonna kill me if I let them in. Should I do it or not? And my friend keeps trying to convince me that he's fine because he's been vaccinated, but it isn't the same. He only got 2 shots. That was 6 months ago. You gotta get 3. Now the definition has changed. He better stop bitching because he might need 4. Maybe every quarter of the year there might be more. Why would you ask questions at a time like this? I mean, I could loot a Nike store. Always talking about natural immunity.
Oh, I love this. Samson's fucking too good, man. This guy is too good. Underappreciated.
And that's why his views are inapt. I mean, fucking immune systems? How stupid is that? When have we ever relied on those? Yeah, exactly. I don't know. What? Before 2020? Don't be a dummy. You know that was such a long time ago. This is more than the flu, misfortune and doom. This is apples and oranges, a fork and a spoon. Just 2 different things that you can't even compare. And if you want to go there, you're a moron if you do. Idiot. Probably doesn't watch the news. He probably does his own research. He's a doctor too. Thinks critically, informs his opinion to the best of his advantage. I mean, I can't even talk to you. Have you not seen the SNL skits? Rest in hell. Piece of shit, don't even go there. I know you've heard the songs with Stephen Colbert. I know you've seen all of those vaccine musicals on the late night shows. How could you not? And if you don't believe those, I don't think that's what Fauci would want, huh? Nah, fuck the AIDS pandemic. That was way back in the 80s, man, forget it. I don't care that you got everything wrong back then, too. This is like way damn different. I'm willing to give you a second chance and a third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Man, I don't like to get into the technical shit. Just tell me how many more injections to get. Gain of function. That's just Republicans saying some dumb shit. I don't count that, fuck it. It's not about how many mistakes you make. It's when you make a mistake and how you bounce back from it. And you're real fucking good at that. There's so many things that have come to light. You could probably do something horrible like kill a dog and nobody would even. Oh, right. I don't mind if you butchered beagles. You can murder my grandma. I wouldn't look at it as evil as long as one of them doesn't do it with their careless actions. Massless, ruthless people. It's like folks don't believe in you anymore. All the faith and the trust is gone. I don't care that you put hounds 6 feet deep in the ground. I always root for the underdog. All right, I'm done fucking around. Insanity is doing the same thing again and again and then expecting a different result. That's not the exact definition of the word. It was Einstein's, but it makes sense, so it holds. Look, if I was your fitness coach and I was giving you routines to get to your goals, but you kept getting fatter and you weren't getting thinner, would you keep paying for me to assist you? No. Or better yet, what if I was your physician and you came to me with a sickness and I'm supposed to fix it and I gave you a bunch of prescriptions and they didn't work over the course of 2 years? Would you find someone different? I think there's a good chance you would, and if you wouldn't, guess what? It's your choice, and that's the good thing about living in America, at least until now, you had a voice. This has been a pain in the ass for everybody. It's really been a bitch from the start, but how many times you gotta get fucked before you realize they don't have your best interests at heart?
Samson, man, dude shreds shit, dude. Like, I want to interview that guy. He's on the short list, man. Holy shit! All right, public health. Scotland will stop publishing data on COVID deaths and hospitalizations by vaccination status because there are significant concerns about the data being misused. The data being deliberately misused by anti-vaccination campaigners. So it's like, what's the problem? All of a sudden, your shit don't line up to the
absolute shit here, man.
Huh?
Everybody's a fucking fanny here, you know.
Yeah, it's fucking
the
crazy.
COVID shit, man. It's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. Move the truck or we will euthanize your dog. Ottawa by law tweeted out. Attention animal owners at demonstrations. If you are unable to care for your animal as a result of the enforcement of actions, meaning if they take your truck and your dog, your animal will be placed into protective care for 8 days at your cost. After 8 days, if arrangements are not made, your animal will be considered relinquished. So they're going to kill your fucking dog. So now, they're trying to go after the truckers.
If the dog goes missing for more than 8 days?
No, they're saying to the convoy people, if they arrest you and you can't care for your dog,
they put your dog in the pound,
and after 8 days they're gonna put it down.
That's some fucking evil threat shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
You scare you to go shit. So
That's
what's it going to be? Do you want to hang about and do this, or is it going to be your dog?
Or is it going to be we're going to kill? You're going to be in
dog
jail.
in your hand, do you?
Well, they already threatened to take their trucks, and they said we don't give a fuck. Freedom is more important than material possessions, right? And so then now they're like, well, if your animal's in your truck, your dog or your cat or whatever that rides with you in the truck, and you don't claim him in 8 days, we're going to put it down. And they could be tied up in jail without a trial for fucking months.
And keep it going on in purpose.
So they couldn't even get. They couldn't even get. Yeah, so they couldn't get to the animal to do anything. And their bank accounts are frozen, so they can't pay for the care of the animal. Fucking, I'm telling you, dude, evil.
To me, the cancelled my bank account.
So breaking report: Amazon has removed Black Lives Matter from the charity platform after growing concerns over lack of financial transparency, sick of media bias, yada yada yada. Again, I don't support people getting doxxed, people getting shot down in any way. Black Lives Matter wants to raise money. I don't see why they shouldn't be able to. So that's just my thought on that. All right, so breaking part 2. U.S. FDA executive officer exposed ties to Big Pharma. I don't remember if I had played this last night, and then I did. Tweet got deleted. I think it was what happened last night when I tried to play it. But I do have it called up again in a different format, so it'll pop up in a minute. All right, so conservative Canadians unloads on Trudeau after he shuts down the Freedom Convoys, free speech. Trudeau did not like this one. All right, so this guy gives Trudeau a little piece of his mind.
Speaker, in 2020, when
And it's echoing. It's not my feed. It's how it sounds. I'll mute myself.
Ships were backed up in
So it
ports
sounds the best it
and
can.
trains were stopped. The Prime Minister didn't stop them. In fact, he actually sent a government delegation to meet with them. But now that the protests are about something that he disagrees with, he uses inflammatory language, hurls personal attacks, and makes a massive power grab. We know the PM finds democracy inconvenient and that he admires China's dictatorship. So will the Prime Minister admit that this is all just a move to crack down on dissent?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, I would advise the honourable member to be careful in that line of questioning before people actually look into what
This
he
guy's a
and his
fish, not a character.
Conservative Party members said.
I take that as a compliment, Abby. Get yourself some rest. You can listen to us while you pass out. You don't have to shut it off. You just don't have to comment.
Members is
If we don't see you in the
names
chat,
at each
we
other
won't
is
be
not
mad.
the way this place works. No. Before you start clapping, start looking at your own benches. The Right Honourable Prime Minister, please continue.
Mr. Speaker, people across this country have noticed the difference between the words and the rhetoric of the Conservative Party of Canada in regards to Indigenous protests, in regards to Black Lives Matter protests, in regards to marginalized people asking for their rights, versus what we're seeing here of illegal blockades that are hurting regular Canadians, and even talked about the potential overthrow of a duly elected government.
Guy.
Between
Joe.
the words and the rhetoric of the Conservative Party of Canada in regards to Indigenous
I was going to
protests,
say his
in
body
regards to
language. He
Black
looks
Lives
just so
Matter
nervous.
protests,
He looks
in
just
regards
so
to
nervous.
marginalized people asking for their rights, versus
He looks-
what we're seeing
Man's
here
being
of
found-
illegal blockades that are hurting regular Canadians, and even talked
looks
about
scared. He looks
the
like a
potential
scared little kid.
overthrow
Really
of a
tough
duly
one.
elected government. That is not what is responsible for the Conservative.
Honourable member for Regina Capel.
Mr. Speaker, Conservatives denounced the blockades of vital transportation routes in 2020, and we have denounced the same blockades this time, Mr. Speaker. The only thing that has changed is the Prime Minister's reaction. When he agreed with the anti-energy protesters, he let them continue for weeks and even offered a settlement. This time, he grants himself unprecedented powers to attack those he disagrees with. Canadians do not want to live in a country where the Prime Minister gets to personally decide which protests are legitimate. So once again, isn't this all just about cracking down on dissent? The right.
Yeah. Let's go with them. All right. Yeah. All right, cool. I'm not muted. Hell yeah, I'm not muted. It's mandatory not to log out. Hell yeah.
Could get sick.
Yeah.
Bad for your
gotta stay
health
low.
logging out.
You
Logging
must
out
watch
could ruin everything.
the
for you.
Real Mighty Joe Show is Borg. Borg is truth. Borg is happiness. Log into the Real Mighty Joe Show at all times.
Hey,
and
you
will
log out,
always be happy.
and then next thing you're in prison, then 8
Yeah.
days, then no dog, man. You want that in your hands? Or for logging
Dude,
out?
how fucked up is that, dude? That they literally threaten the truckers' dogs, dude. It's like they're about to see some John Wick shit, dude. You don't fuck with truckers' dogs. Like truckers, a lot of these truckers only have dogs. You know, like because they don't have families. They're on the road 24/7, 365 days a year practically. And they live in their trucks, and some of them, like their dog is their only fucking friend, So like, man, you're gonna fuck with a trucker's dog, dude? Like, holy shit. Like, holy shit, low. Like, you want to get low, like that's some Nazi shit. That's some seriously like That's like lower than Fauci. Like, I mean, as low as Fauci. It's awful. All right, so the police. So the police are running drills. They're prepared to crack down on the truckers. This is the police trying to run drills. But imagine, this is like a small group of cops running around in circles, running these drills. What are you going to do against a line of people that just said they ain't going anywhere? Fuck you.
Queiroz.
Yeah, so just that's not very threatening. I don't think everybody's worried about it. All right, so we've got all right. I am here today not to start a war, but to prevent a war. This is our asshat Secretary of State or whatever.
Start them all.
In remarks at the UN Security Council, Secretary Blinken accuses Russia of trying to create a pretext for an invasion. So again, the U.S. is trying to stoke war with Russia like nonstop.
Oh.
So here's 4 minutes of our Secretary Blinken being a dumbass. To pivot from Canada, we got Secretary Blinken trying to spark war with fucking Russia and Ukraine.
We must address what Russia is doing right now to Ukraine. Over the past months, without provocation or justification, Russia has amassed more than 150,000 troops around Ukraine's borders, in Russia, Belarus, occupied Crimea. Russia says it's drawing down those forces. We do not see that happening on the ground. Our information indicates clearly that these forces, including ground troops, aircraft, ships, are preparing to launch an attack against Ukraine in the coming days. We don't know precisely how things will play out.
About a month.
But here's what the world can expect to see unfold. In fact,
Mute myself for a second. So the way that Russia has trolled them is excellent. So the Russian diplomats literally have come in and been like, "Can you give us a list of days? Can you give us a list of days where they're like, well, we need to plan our vacations around the list of days you expect us to invade Ukraine." Like,
I know. I thought it was on Wednesday, but every day was Wednesday and that. I was in court on Wednesday, and I thought we were all meant to be in a big mass hysteria and big border now. Everything's just chilled. It's normal.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So it's it seems like the U.S. is trying to stoke the war. Like Joe Biden wants war, and Putin's just not going to do it.
it's unfolding right now.
And Ukraine's not going to do
today,
it.
as Russia takes steps down the path to war and reissued the threat of military action. First, Russia plans to manufacture a pretext for its attack. This could be a violent event that Russia will blame on Ukraine, or an outrageous accusation that Russia will level against the Ukrainian government. We don't know exactly the form it will take. It could be a fabricated so-called terrorist bombing inside Russia, the invented discovery of a mass grave, a staged drone strike against civilians, or a fake, even a real attack using chemical weapons.
A fake, real fake, double fake, double real.
So what it is also like these motherfuckers have to tell you their plan. This is really what they've perpetuated against us for the last 2 years.
Double fake, real.
This is what they've perpetuated against us for the last 2 years, and Russia ain't playing their game, and they're really mad about it.
Russia may describe this event as ethnic cleansing or a genocide, making a mockery of a concept that we in this chamber do not take lightly, nor do I take lightly, based on my family history. In the past few days, Russian media has already begun to spread some of these false alarms and claims to maximize public outrage, to lay the groundwork for an invented justification for war. Today, that drumbeat has only intensified in Russia's state-controlled media.
When did they say
We've heard
this?
some of these basic allegations from
This is
Russian
today.
speakers here today.
Ethnic cleanse.
Second, in response to
This
this
is LA
manufactured
today.
provocation, the
Where's the
highest levels of the
statement
Russian
from?
government may theatrically convene emergency meetings to address the so-called crisis.
It was at the UN.
The government.
He's made the statement at the UN Council, I believe.
Can you find
I
it?
believe this was made.
for me?
I believe this was straight up made at the statement was made at the UN Council, and it was made
Where
today.
is it? Can we have the data of it being said?
Well, what I'm saying is, I believe this is like a today fucking thing.
Where's where's the footage?
I
Back
can give
up
you the
their
link.
statement of.
Oh, he doesn't have any shit to back up anything he's saying. No.
Well, unless where's the footage? Like I watched another conference and all it really said was leave us alone.
Yeah.
Geese peace.
And it seems
Geese
like
peace.
it seems like that's what Ukraine and Russia are both saying. So it seems like the U.S. is trying to stoke war.
Will issue proclamations declaring that Russia must respond to defend Russian citizens
That is
or
a
ethnic
serious
Russians
allegation.
in Ukraine.
Well, to be making
Next,
about a cleanse.
the attack is planned to begin. Russian missiles and bombs will drop across Ukraine. Communications will be jammed. Cyber attacks will
So it's like he's so confident in this. Is like, is this his plan or Russia's plan? You know, like
shut down key Ukrainian institutions. After that, Russian tanks and soldiers will advance on key targets that have already been identified and mapped out in detailed plans. We believe these targets include Russia's capital, Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, a city of 2.8 million people.
that was a weird little slip of the tongue. Russia's capital, Ukraine's capital. Like he's trying. They're gonna attack Russia or some shit and make it look like Ukraine did it or some dumb shit. Who knows? Whatever dumb type of double dumb negative they're gonna try and do, but the world won't buy it. Like the world won't buy their lies anymore. The CIA, like
They're saying it's
Hollywood,
basically they want another Afghanistan. They're done.
yeah, people don't want it. The
Yeah.
world doesn't want it.
It was brutal enough, man, innit? Like fucking. That had been going on for what since I was 11 years old.
Yeah.
Watching all that shit.
Yeah.
And everybody gone mental, pure. Looking paranoid, riding the train and all that everywhere, over the world. Everybody paranoid, giving one another looks, and nothing ever even happened the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. And no hope again.
I've never had a terrorist try to come after me.
All right, we got one more minute of this set, so let's listen to one
I'm
more
not saying
minute.
that it doesn't happen and doesn't talk based on like hysteria or
Conventional
illness.
attacks are not all that Russia plans to inflict upon the people of Ukraine. We have information that indicates Russia will target specific groups of Ukrainians. We've been warning the Ukrainian government of all that is coming. And here today,
because it's orchestrated by the CIA and FBI,
we are laying it out in great detail with the hope that by sharing what we know with the world, we can influence Russia to abandon the path of war and choose a different path while there's still time. Now, I'm mindful that some have called into question our information, recalling previous instances where intelligence ultimately did not bear out.
Iraq.
But let me be clear. I am here today not to start a war, but to prevent one.
So yeah, if people believe that, that was his little fucking charade stuff.
Mac,
right,
truck,
here we go.
big, roll. Boom, 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 boom.
All right, so BLM, we won't stop burning and looting until you obey our demands. Government, yes, I'm sorry. We'll do whatever you ask. Truckers, we'll stop honking when you give us our freedom back. Government, arrest these traitors and treasonous.
I've got demands.
Yeah.
I want McDonald's.
All right, so this is
simple.
cool. All right, so it won't be long now. Proud of these young Americans from 12 hours ago. Students are organizing protests against mask mandates in schools all across California. This is Oak Ridge High School in El Dorado Hills. So just high school kids, you know, this is cool to see. I'll make a big screen so we can all enjoy it. Here, give me a second.
Is that him shooting at that Prime Minister?
It's good to see, man.
Rob
It's good to see
Schneider?
this shit.
Is that Rob Schneider there?
No, this is another cat. This is a trucker guy.
Oh, followed in. I seen Rob Schneider's name. Where's Schneider?
He might have been tagged in it.
Tim
Oh, Rob
posting.
Schneider.
Rob Schneider.
Yeah, so Rob won't be logged now. So he's the guy who tweeted this. Oh, do I follow him? I probably don't even follow with that.
Rob Schneider.
I'll follow him because I didn't realize
Rob
he was the guy who
Schneider
tweeted.
is a stapler.
We'll get him on the show, maybe. Who knows? Eventually. Eventually, I'll be
Try.
bigger than Joe Rogan, man. So we got logos popping up
Need to
next
pay
week.
him.
We're
Need to
gonna
pay
have a
him
merch
like a
store.
hooker.
We're gonna have a merch store, man. It'll be a thing. Let's
When
see
am
if
I
this
getting paid? I've been meaning to ask.
whenever I start making money, man. And I gotta make more money than I
No,
need.
it's cool. You know
So
it's cool, man. You know it's cool. You know I like the fun.
it'll be more money than I need. But as soon
I
as I
do a
can,
lot for charity.
and to be
You know what I
honest,
mean?
like I think I gotta start paying my mom first. You know, like she could be
Yeah,
like
priorities.
yeah. Oh, so this shit got deleted. I'm trying to see if I can find a video of it. I think it's gone though. Man, it sucks. It was a good speech. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it fucking blows, dude. All right, well. All right, hold on.
Big wheels.
All right, so a new clinical trial regional director. All right, a clinical trial regional director fired a $2 billion lawsuit against Pfizer and BioNTech, alleging the pharmaceutical companies fabricated and falsified the COVID-19 vaccine trial data. The lawsuit was unsealed today after being filed on January 8th, 2021. I downloaded this entire document earlier. It's about 81 pages. Here, let me see if I can give up
Don't
some
be
of it
showing
up
me
on.
shit if it's not declassified.
Well, no, it's been unsealed. This is an unsealed court
But
document,
is
so
this
it's
for the
public.
for public consumption?
Yeah, 100%.
Devils.
Yes, and it
Let's
was
not be
unsealed.
getting me to jail here.
No, this is an official government website here. Like this is
Right.
literally like to see it. This document. All right, so in the United States Court Division, United States of America, these guys versus each other, back and forth, yada 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 yada. Here, let's go down a little bit and like get into some meat and potatoes of it. Give me a second. Scroll through all that damn bullshit and index. All right, so plaintiff Brooke Jackson, or realtor brings this action pursuant to the False Claims Act, 31 USC, yada, 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 and seeks to recover all damages, penalties, and other remedies established by False Claims Act on behalf of the United States. Here, we'll go down to some more important highlight shit. So, all right, so Pfizer delegated management of the clinical trial to a subcontractor defendant, Icon PLC. Icon is an Irish clinical research organization. Icon was tasked with oversight of over 160 test sites worldwide, ensuring trial protocol compliance and ensure reporting of required information. This includes oversight of serious adverse events, SAE, reporting, which is required by trial protocol and federal regulations. Pfizer remained responsible for managing and quality checking all data for the entire clinical trial per the trial's protocol. Defendants, Ventiva Research Group LLC, was contracted by Pfizer to provide phase 3 test site for vaccination trials. And Houston, Fort Worth, and Keller, Texas, Ventiva ultimately enrolled about 1,500 clinical trial participants. Ventiva employed Realtor Jackson as the regional director. She was tasked with overseeing site management, patient enrollment, quality assurance, completion, event reporting, corrective action, plan creation, communication with management, and staff training completion at the Keller and Fort Worth sites. Pfizer, aiming for the title of first successful COVID-19 vaccine, pushed Ventivia to enroll as many patients as possible in the vaccine trial as quickly as possible. Ventivia was compensated by Pfizer mainly on a per patient basis up to a weekly limit and rushed to enroll as many clinical trial participants as possible per week. Ventivia's race to maximize payment and overbooking of patients resulted in sloppy and fraudulent documentation practices, poor clinical trial protocol compliance, and little oversight. Pfizer and Icon turned a blind eye to Ventiva's misconduct despite numerous warning signs. Ventiva's trial protocol and regulatory violations were so widespread, in fact, that Realtor observed them on a near daily basis. During her brief employment period, for example, relator, or however you say this person's name, fabrication and falsification of blood-drawn information, vital signs, signatures, and other essential clinical trial data, enrollment and injection of injectable clinical trial participants, including Ventivia employees' family members, failure to timely remove ineligible patients' data from the trial, failure to maintain temperature control for the vaccine at issue, failure to monitor patients after injection as required by the trial protocol, principal investigator oversight failures, use of unqualified and untrained personnel as vaccinators and laboratory personnel, failure to maintain the blind as required, which is essential to the credibility and validity of the observer blind clinical trial.
I bet you they did to get a lot of people to dish out vaccines. It just used to
This is the trials that the Pfizer went through. Ethical violations such as failure to secure information, consent, and giving patients unapproved compensation, improper injection of the vaccine, i.e., by over-diluting vaccine concentrate or using the wrong needle size, failure to ensure the trial site staff were properly trained as required by good clinical practices, safety and confidentiality issues, including HIPAA violations and other violations of the clinical trial protocol, FDA regulations, federal acquisition regulations, and their DoD supplements. Ventivia failed to report the majority of its clinical trial protocol and regulatory violations to Pfizer or to the Internal Revenue Board. Issues were improperly documented or hidden away in notes to file and not corrected. Icon and Pfizer communicated with each trial site to monitor compliance, but failed to follow up on missing information. It ignored red flags, trial protocol violations, and false data, and failed to exclude ineligible participants from the trial data. in Pfizer's rush to be first in the field to address violations that it failed to address violations that compromised its entire clinical trial, including those raised by Relator. The result in Pfizer withholding material information from the United States and submitting false data and records and its clinical trial results. So basically, this is the meat and potatoes of the lawsuit. It goes on literally for 86 pages, but they fucked with the date of the trial. Like, it was all fucked up. Like, none
I
of it
owed
was
money
good.
for my suffering.
Yeah, none of it was good. It didn't look good. Like, not a good look for anybody. The way that they conducted business there, and it's going to come out that a lot of people are getting sick and dying from weird complications after having these shots. And God hopefully protect them all. Because there's good reason to be scared. All right. So Tucker talking about Canada democracy, the crypto. Also, Canada is talking about seizing your cryptocurrency and monitoring your cryptocurrency transactions, all this other shit. So here's the Tucker monologue. It's 10 minutes. I'm gonna let it rip. Tell me to pause it in the middle when you want. All right, buddy. I'm gonna take a rip off my beer and a rip off my bowl.
Tucker Carlson, tonight a lot happening in the news. Here's one item that we noticed. Canada canceled democracy last night. And the remarkable thing is, no one in this country seemed to notice that it happened. There was an outcry from our political class as their friend Justin Trudeau declared martial law in response to an entirely peaceful protest from his country's working class. Our news media barely noted that it happened. Weirdest of all, the State Department, which exists these days to denote such attackers of democracy as Hungary and Poland, didn't say a single word as democracy in Canada ended. That's pretty weird if you think about it. Canada is not some exotic faraway land with an alien culture and an unintelligible language. It's not Ukraine. Canada is our neighbor. It's our trading partner. Canada is our closest ally on earth. It's practically part of our country. Our vice president grew up in Canada. So did half of our comedians and actors and singers. Our border with Canada is the longest border in the world. It stretches more than 5,500 miles. So on every level, we are deeply intertwined with Canada, whether we notice it or not. What happens there matters here. If nothing else, it's a preview of what will likely happen in the United States. So with that in mind, you should know that Justin Trudeau is no longer the Prime Minister of Canada. Justin Trudeau is Canada's maximum leader. It's strongman, it's caudillo, it's potentate. Justin Trudeau is the dictator of Canada. If you think that's an overstatement, try to think of another way to describe what Justin Trudeau is now doing. For the first time in Canada's history, Trudeau has invoked what's known as the Emergencies Act, though the protests he is facing hardly qualify as an emergency. But suddenly, Justin Trudeau has the power to crush all political opposition to his rule, and that's exactly what he's doing. Trudeau has ended free speech in Canada. He's banned free assembly. Trudeau's government has shut down political rallies and arrested his political critics without probable cause. Trudeau has instituted internal passports that restrict travel within Canada to the politically obedient. Canadians are no longer allowed to leave their own country unless they obey Justin Trudeau. And if they don't obey, they could be bankrupted and destroyed. He now has the power to do that. Trudeau has claimed the power to freeze the financial assets of any Canadian who resists him. No court order is required to do this. He just decides. Justin Trudeau can even dictate what you do for a living and how you do it. Today, Trudeau threatened to arrest tow truck drivers who refused to tow the trucks of protesters. Is this really about the spread of coronavirus?
Muted, bro. Muted. Unmute yourself, Joe.
What were you saying, brother?
I just said one line. I was saying you're muted over and over again, and all I said was, that's a chicken.
Is it a chicken or a truckin'? What do you say?
A chicken.
Like a chicken. Yeah.
I'm saying that's a chicken. See, going and see seizing everybody's money and all that, that's chicken moves.
They're trying to. You're talking about in chess, like a chess game.
He's checking shit.
No, well, they're seizing people's bank accounts and shit. Yeah.
And it here as well, it's because they're chickens. 100% chickens. Chicken warfare. Chicken moves.
Oh, okay. Checking like the country. Checking war moves.
No,
okay.
checking. Like a chicken.
Like you gotta say another word besides that word, so I know what you mean by that word.
I just typed it, chicken.
That's it. Hold on. So I don't get you. Oh, chicken.
Chicken. It's
So
so simple.
I'll teach you how to say it. I'll teach you how to say it in American. Ready?
Chicken.
Chicken.
He's a chicken.
Exactly.
Chickens.
They're chickens.
Fucking chickens.
Oh, fucking hey, man. I'm sorry, dude.
As we need to start shouting, get fucking out here, you fucking chicken.
I love you, man. I don't mean to not be able to understand you, but that's
I know, it's funny.
how it is. You know what I mean?
It's the accent. It's funny.
I literally couldn't get it. I was trying, man.
I grasped, man. I seen the confusion on your face, man.
I'm
Makes it more funnier for me as well.
I'm also getting drunk and high the whole night. You know, so I mean, there's that.
He's a chicken.
Yeah, so chickens. Chickens.
Chicken.
He's a chicken.
He's a chicken.
There you go. That sounds American. We got to work on your American accent. Yeah.
Chicken.
It's funny. This is so, dude. Make fun of us. Give me an American accent. Give me an American impression. I want to hear an American, not a British guy, but an American. Because I know I've heard you do British before, like uptight.
An
British
American
guys.
as well. A foreign man. I need to sit and listen to one, then interpret it, innit?
It'd be different. It'd be funny.
I used to be able to do old school New Yorker, but I forgot.
It'd be funny to hear that shit. Yeah.
Had too many head injuries.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right, well, let's keep listening to fucking fucker Carlson. Let's go.
No one in Canada is even pretending that it is anymore. Trudeau himself didn't mention the risk of COVID a single time yesterday. He's not worried about unvaccinated truckers spreading a virus.
Oh shit,
Trudeau's
I'm
worried
still
about
on
Canadians
YouTube.
resisting
I might be
his
kicked
rule.
off of YouTube.
That's why
Beat
Trudeau's
up. I'm
government
gonna get
announced
off
yesterday
YouTube.
currency
I forgot I was streaming
forever.
on YouTube tonight.
That's me fucked now then.
I'm probably gonna get a strike on this shit.
Who you calling a chicken? You're banned.
Cover crowdfunding platforms and the payment
I
service
forgot. I've been on
providers
YouTube for
they
like an hour
use.
and a half. That's the longest
These
I've streamed
changes
here in a
cover
long time.
all forms
I'm gonna
of
be off YouTube
transactions,
in like 10 seconds.
including digital
So
assets
find the rest of the
such
show
as
over there.
cryptocurrencies. The illegal blockades have highlighted the fact